What's up, everybody? Sparewood here from Sleepless Nights with another episode of Space Engineers. Today I want to work on a project. I want to start another project. I was gonna try and do a filler episode and then start off on an even number and do episode 25, but couldn't really come up with anything small that I wanted to do, so all of them were multi-part ideas that would take longer than a half hour to build. So I decided, what the heck, we'll just start our next project. Now, this one's a bit ambitious for me. I know I did the Millennium Falcon and everybody seems to be pretty happy with it, but that was kind of already outside my comfort zone. I'm not that artsy of a person, as any of you who've been keeping up with the series well know, because I only say it like every episode. So I've been playing a lot of Black Flag, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, on the new PS4s, which is awesome. It's amazing. And it's got me in a very piratey mood. Like, I'm all about the whole sailing ships and Caribbean and yeah. Like, I'm just in a really piratey mood. So, some of you may already guess where I'm going with this. Not the Jackdaw from Assassin's Creed, because I'm too unfamiliar with it, but I want to build the Black Pearl, right? So I have in front of me, on my tablet, which I use for designs, I have in front of me a blueprint. And we're going to do this as a large ship, because the Black Pearl is a large ship. But yeah, I have in front of me a blueprint of, I guess it's what they used to build the one in the movie. I don't know. It's on a bunch of sites that I found, and it all kind of is the same. Now, the thing that I found... actually, give me just 1 second. I gotta go look something up, and I'll be right back. Alright, and I'm back. Sorry about that. I actually was researching. I wanted to look up how big these blocks are. And the large ship blocks are about 2.5 meters, well, long, but size all the way around, because they're kind of equal on all sides. I was looking that up because in my research I found that the Black Pearl is supposed to be 150 feet long. Unfortunately, if I did the math correctly, that means that in reality, that just doesn't look right. In reality, it was like what comes out to 2.5 meters in length. Maybe that's deck space. Oh my gosh, auto-saving. Alright, I'll be back in a second. Much better. No more interruptions. So, anyways, as I was saying, before I was so rudely interrupted, per what I read on the wiki, it was supposed to be 150 feet long. Per math, that should come out to about 18 of these large 2.5 meter blocks. This does not look right at all. I'm sorry, but that's not long enough to be a Black Pearl. So I guess we're going to have to ad-lib it a little bit. So, again, as some of you probably know from me reiterating a billion times, I'm not really the best builder in the world. So this is a little bit ambitious for me. Kind of feel like I might be biting off a little bit more than I can chew, but that's up to you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments and such. How long is this? This is 46 blocks. You know what? Let's round it off to an even 50. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so we'll say 50 blocks. It looks good enough. Eyeballing it. I'm no architect or anything, but it'll work. So, now, I'm looking at... This is actually kind of difficult because I'm not looking at any kind of, like, Minecraft or block-based design. I'm kind of looking at just the ship. And it's kind of hard to get a read on how tall, long, short, fat, all that crap you'd need to figure out. I know obviously I'm going to need a curve And it's got to be nice and gradual, but kind of tapered. Tapered curves is honestly something that I'm finding to be quite difficult in this, but also pretty much any block base like Minecraft, because there's blocks. So it's hard to do a taper where it straightens up. I'm not sure. Let's see how that looks a little too long. Like I said, this is kind of tough for me because I'm not used to building this, so we're gonna have to change. And in case you hadn't figured it out already by my derping around, this is not a tutorial. I have not already worked this out. So let's do 2 like this, and now let's lengthen it maybe? And maybe we can do like a pseudo taper. Maybe. Looks better. I like that a bit better. And I guess it doesn't have to be uber tall. Maybe let's add 1 more round of those guys just to... yeah, not like this. Maybe one there. That looks a little tall. Something like that. We'll go with it. I mean, I don't know how many decks the pearl's supposed to have, but... oh, and while we're right here, I'd rather it didn't move on me. And for those of you that might be wondering, I did it as a large ship. I mean, besides the obvious that I personally feel the Black Pearl should be a large ship. But also for some of the blocks, we've gone over this before, like the cockpit will actually be one of these chairs, so it would look more like a helm. You can use stairs, which we'll need on the upper decks, so on and so forth, stuff like that. Just some little refining details. Now, this part is kind of tricky. We're gonna go... let's see, in relation to that... let's do 1 more round of 3 high. Okay, that's good enough. And then we'll do a taper like this, maybe? Because it kind of curves up, but it goes back on the back part, and this is kind of going to be like the captain's cabin-ish type little chunk off the back. Maybe something like that. Yeah, that could work. And now we'll do a bit more of a taper here to bring it kind of back up. And it should be a little, almost twice as high as that by the looks on the schematics. Again, this is kind of tough to do without already having built it in like a Minecraft or something else that's block-based. How does that look? Whoop, too far, stop! Oh, I hate these new flying mechanics. Stop doing that, go forward. Yeah. Yeah, that could work. This is a little too long, actually. So let's take it. Let's start it about here, and then we'll kind of copy this over. So it's a bit shorter. And I'll probably, if I can find the link again, I'll probably go ahead and put the blueprints in the description, so you guys can kind of double check me and post any comments or thoughts you may have. this might need to go a little higher. Like that, maybe. Now... Stop it. Stopping. Stopping. Now on this part... This is gonna be... Okay, we're not gonna worry about that just yet. So what we're gonna do now is turn on the brand spanking new mode here. Is this how I want it to go? I can't tell. No, okay. I need it on this axis. There we go. Now escape, and then hit N. Oh wait, I need to disable this guy. I forgot to mention that in my last video. If you're disabling, you highlight the plane you want, and then you right-click it, and then that unselects it, so that then when you go back, excuse me, it'll be just like this. And now what we're gonna do, if I can ever get my tablet to unlock, thank you, is kind of go up from the top view here. If I can stop myself from flying away. And kind of build the overall shape out. And the nice part is we're really only going to have to do it once on one side. Because then... let's see if we can get away with that. Okay, so we kind of want a taper here. Maybe do... Let's do... The hard part is this is really supposed to be a gradual effect, so we'll start doing a 2 here, maybe? Every few. That might be... Is that too wide? Yeah, you know what? We might actually be able to get away with just doing a 1 for a minute here. Give us a nice rounded edge. Something like this. Now I think we'll go back and start... Well... Let's go back and then maybe go... That'll be too obvious. So out 2 this time? No. I'm sorry, I know I'm not probably doing very good at this. It's just these shapes are hard to get. So, how far back does that go? Goes about... Let's make ourselves some markers here. It goes, just from an eyeball perspective, about here would be like the first mast. And then like there-ish. Kind of. Right about there would be the second one. And then you've got like one smaller one in the back here. Like right about there, maybe. Okay, that'll give us a reference point for where we need to curve per when. I think. Kind of flying by the seat of my pants here, no pun intended, considering that I am actually flying in the game. Alright, so it should kind of square out as far as it's gonna go. You know, we might be able to get away with doing a curve this whole way. Possibly. That might... Would that work? I don't think it would actually. So we're going to start doing this. I don't know where we're actually at in comparison. So right about there. Does that look how I want it to? Kind of? Kinda, sorta? I suppose it'll work for now. Oops. Break when I tell you to. Okay, so it still has a bit of a buffer. It really should be straightened out right in the smack dab center of the ship, and then it would curve back in. And that looks about centered to me, maybe here. Although, I mapped it out to be 25 blocks long, or 50, so it should be right about there. Kudos for counting. It does mean this guy should be a little bit further back. I don't know if I made this long enough or not, to be honest. We'll work with it. Just move it a little bit over. That should be good. Alright, so I need it kind of to bevel until that point at a slight angle. So at this point, let's try extending it a little further. And let's see where this will run us into. How are we looking from the air? Back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up. Kind of looks like a ship. Okay, the curve I'm okay with so far. That looks okay. Oh, open. I might actually say we could... No, that won't look right. I don't want to do that. So let's keep the 4 pattern going for a minute here. I don't know. Looks a little wide. Might be a little wide. What happens if we trim this down? And extend this to 4. Or maybe we could extend this to here. Since this is block-based, we might have to do it that way. And then we can bring this down to about there, maybe? And let's find out, let's give ourselves a cross beam if I can reach that block. So that we know how high it should be. Okay, so it's on this level. So let's say we start bringing this out from here. And it's supposed to be a bit more narrow at the back, so we'll start narrowing it here instead of up at the other end where it was a little bit more curved. I don't know if this is going to make it. You can do it! Actually, what we can do is if it doesn't make it, we'll just dial back the yeah, horizontal path a little bit. Oh, look at that thing of beauty. I was one block off. Alright, how does this look? For some reason, it just looks off to me. Like, that's not how it's supposed to be. Oh! I'm a dumb-dumb. I'm a dumb-dumb. It's because I think it's actually supposed to go from here. And step down along the way. So how about we'll run up a flag of truce. No. If I was more confident in my British accent, I would try and do this whole thing with a piratey British sound, but I'm not. I'm afraid I'd get ragged on a lot. You don't sound British. Sorry. So what we'll do here, if I can ever grab that block, thank you. Actually we don't need that. Yeah, we'll leave that. So what we'll do is build this up-ish, kind of, sort of. That might be a little too narrow. Well, actually, I'm looking at the blueprint here, and this is a bit wider at the back. So maybe something like this, and now we can start with a 3 pattern and see if we can bring it in where we need it to be. Maybe. Stop it! Stop it! Possible. Which is different from parlay, don't get that mixed up. Prepare, if you're gonna watch this series of mine here of building the Black Pearl, probably should prepare yourself for a lot of pirate references. I have a tendency to do that. Alright, now can we line this up? Oops! Not what I meant to do. You go away. Like so. That could work for us. And actually, I think I might leave this here, because it actually, I accidentally think I beveled the back of the ship already, which is kind of cool. And completely accidental, and I didn't mean to do that, but it's fun. It's a happy accident. Let's see, does that look better? I think it is. The only thing I could probably change is maybe dial this back a little bit and extend these out to like a 4-block pattern and see if that would give a more narrow... Yeah. Might do that. Sorry, I know I'm breaking a lot of things that I'm building, but it's because I'm still trying to get the pattern that I'm looking for the... Because really, the hull is kind of the most important part. Let's try a 4 pattern and see if that's a bit more contained where we like it. Actually, that's going to be even more narrow. So let's try this with just the dial back and see if that works better. And maybe we'll add in a few 4s if we need it. Oops, one off. Okay. Where does that bring us? That's a little bit better. I like that. I think that'll work. Again, I'm not the greatest builder in the world, so I'm not trying to make it perfectly, but I'm trying to do it justice so that it, you know, makes everybody feel like you're sailing the Black Pearl in Space Engineers. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here at this point. Ignore some of these cross beams and stuff. They're not gonna, they look like mass, but they're not really gonna be there. Or they're gonna be different, so I think this is a good start, though. I'm kind of happy with where it's going for the moment. So I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I hope to see you in future parts. So I will see you in the next one, hopefully. Peace!